Welcome to the 630th episode of Travel Itch. I'm Dan Schlossberg, and we are in the 15th season of Travel Itch Radio, the show that lets you enjoy the pleasures of travel from the comfort of your armchair. Every week at this time, we talk to people representing destinations, hotels, airlines, railroads, car rental companies, and others in the world of travel and hospitality, from authors and bloggers to broadcasters and publicists. If it's got anything to do with travel, it's got everything to do with Travel Itch. And our guest tonight is Ryan Soderberg, General Manager of the Toronto Marriott City Centre. Welcome, Ryan, to Travel Itch Radio.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you bringing me on.
When the Toronto Blue Jays joined the big leagues as an expansion team in 1977, their stadium was called the Sky Dome and had its own hotel. The team is now the defending American League champions, and the hotel is now the Toronto Marriott City Centre. Ryan, is it really the only hotel that's actually inside a Major League Stadium?
It sure is. Very exciting place to work.
I bet it is. How many rooms does it have overall, and how many rooms with a view of the ballpark?
We have 348 rooms total and 55 that look over the field.
Well, you're introducing something totally new this year, the Rawlings Room. And I know Rawlings produces great baseball equipment, gloves and hats and everything, but I know it's a field view room. But tell our viewers more, please.
Yeah, so we've partnered with Rawlings to provide us with some great paraphernalia to help us design an authentic and elevated bucket list experience to watch a baseball game from.
And there's one view of it.
Absolutely,
that's great. It's sort of like you're sleeping in the club in the locker room.
You are there, absolutely. There's two levels to this room. The main level has the bed and then the closet space. And in the closet, we've tried to make it look like a player's locker and locker area. So there's three different spots. One area is where the guests will hang their clothes and store their clothes. So that's their spot. And then you've got currently Springer and Varsho sitting beside them.
It kind of looks like my room when I was a kid, with baseball gloves and balls and bats everywhere.
Exactly. We had somebody in the other day that said this would be a kid's dream room. If they could envision a room that they would want to live in, this would be their room.
And obviously you can watch the game from the room as these people are doing.
Yes, you definitely can. You can. This room has, again, two levels with floor to ceiling windows and windows that open looking onto the field. It's a really terrific view from that room.
And that's Matt Stairs, who used to play with the Toronto Blue Jays. Not anymore. Great hitter, by the way.
Well, it's a fan that has his jersey, definitely.
Okay. Since I'm also a baseball writer and author, I know Rawlings has spent more than a century manufacturing baseball equipment. It makes the official baseball glove, helmet, face guard, and even bases of Major League Baseball. Doesn't its history with this game date back to 1877, the year after the National League became the first professional league?
It's very close. So yes, the major leagues were started in 1877, and then Rawlings is officially established in 1887.
Okay, that is pretty close.
And yeah, when you consider that they've been around for almost as long as baseball has, that's pretty good considering how old and how long a storied history baseball has.
So they've been involved with the game almost as long as Max Scherzer, who pitches for the Blue Jays.
There you go. They have.
Couldn't resist.
Max.
He pitched a great first game, by the way.
He sure did.
First game.
He did.
Okay, what makes watching the game from your field view suite so special, and how many of them are there again?
So there's 55 of them, and it's special because you've got floor to ceiling windows that open, so you don't feel like you're just listening to the roar of the crowd. You're actually you're part of the crowd. You're going with the crowd, and you are part of that roar. So you can enjoy room service that will provide you restaurant quality food, the freedom to come and go as you please into your room. No lines or crowds at food and beverage kiosks, chairs or stools to sit and watch if you don't want to stand. And then you've also got a television beside you that you can watch all the replays of the game as you go through. Because you're able to watch the broadcast. And then, of course, it saves you a lot of time on your commute home.
Well, since you mentioned room service, got to talk about your food that you have there. Here's the Sportsnet Grill. That's
Yes.
your restaurant.
We have a restaurant that has a number of seats along the windows that overlook the field, and basically the windows reach from almost the left field foul pole to center left field. So it's a tremendous view of the field. And during the World Series, it was packed as all the Blue Jays fans watched their team play.
And speaking of the field, here it is.
There it is. And
It's
that's
a
a view from
beautiful
one of our
ballpark.
skyboxes.
The dome is open here. It's a retractable dome.
It is. And that's a view from one of our skyboxes. We have 4 of those private skyboxes as well, where groups can go up and watch a game from the privacy of their own suite.
Well, you mentioned that everything was sold out within minutes of the Blue Jays reaching the Championship Series and the World Series. And it capped a worst of first season. I love those. A team to finish his last one year finishes first the next year. And that did not happen before 1991, when it happened in both leagues. The Minnesota Twins and the Atlanta Braves both did it.
There you go.
First time it ever happened, 1991.
Some good trivia. Thank you very much for that.
And the very next 2 years, the Blue Jays were world champions, 92 and 93. So that was pretty good.
They were for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
92 and 93.
That's right. Well, guests of those suites don't have to worry about lines, tickets, or obstructed views that they might have with ballpark seats, right?
That's correct. And that's one of the best things about them is you're part of the hotel. So you can come and go from the hotel as you please. No ticket required. So if you need to go outside, you need to run and get anything, out you go, and then you can come right back into your room.
And we're talking baseball hotel suites with Ryan Soderberg, general manager of the Toronto Marriott City Center. Let's talk about all the extra touches in the Rawlings room. Wasn't it actually created in partnership with Rawlings?
It sure was. They provided us again with a lot of images, rights to the images, baseball bats, gloves, helmets, as much equipment as we possibly could get. But they also provided us with a chair, a Rawlings chair that's shaped like a baseball glove, made out of baseball glove leather. And then they've also provided us with something that's really quite special, and it's a replica Gold Glove award that, of course, you're aware that they provide to one player in each position in each league every year. So we've got that position in the room for guests to take a picture of. It's really quite special.
Well, walk us through the Rawlings room, starting with the canopy of baseball bats. When I read about that in your press release, canopy of bats, it sounds like when somebody gets married at home plate, they have all the players lined up with baseball bats in an inverted V shape.
Yes.
Is that what the canopy of bats is like?
And that's basically what it is. Yeah, you've got a bunch of bats along the wall and the ceiling as you come in. Immediately to your right is our washroom that has a blueprint. It's actually green in this one, but of a baseball glove that was designed in 1942 with Rawlings slogan on the wall. Then you walk into the sleeping area that we talked about a minute ago. That's kind of designed around the Major League Baseball change room, and then also the dugout, which in the bed is the dugout. So you've got the bench as the headboard, and then above it are the shelves where you've got all the equipment that you store as the game's going on. And then that room especially has 2 levels. So you go up to the second level, and that's where you've got the chair, the baseball chair, the award. There's a pull-out couch, and then a few seats that you can sit and watch the game from if you'd like to sit, or you can stand with the window open and watch and listen to the game.
So I guess it's fair to say the bedroom was inspired by a big league clubhouse with even closets resembling locker cubicles, complete with bats, gloves, helmets, and photographs, and probably other artifacts as well.
A lot maybe of those things.
Exactly. Chewing tobacco, maybe.
None of that. No, none of that.
Okay, but I love that even the sideboard and side tables look like the headboard and side tables look like they could be part of a wooden dugout bench. That's fabulous.
Yeah, that inspiration was a guest. It was all about allowing a guest to enter the dugout and just see and feel what hopefully they could envision what it would be like to sit in a dugout.
And unfortunately, I don't have a picture of this, but the upstairs of the 2-level suite has a mural made of baseballs to spell out 1977, and that's the year the Blue Jays started as an expansion team.
Yeah, it does. It's got over 300 balls in the mural, and it's basically just it's the 1977 is in red, and all the balls surrounding it are in white. So that's the inaugural season of the Blue Jays 50 years ago, as they're celebrating their 50th year this year.
And they came a long way, because for the first few years it was a struggle.
Yes.
But it was Major League Baseball.
Hey,
head
you
on
know
to
what?
the.
It was Major League Baseball in Canada, and we were very proud of it. Unfortunately, we lost Montreal, but we're very proud to have the Blue Jays as our team, our Canada team Canada.
Well, they are talking about expansion, and Montreal is being considered again. So
Nice. It'd
if
be cool.
Montreal builds a ballpark, they'll probably get a team again.
It would be very cool to have them back. We missed them.
Okay, what is the sleeping capacity of the Rawlings room, and what is its actual spectator capacity?
So the room will sleep four, but during the game, you can have up to 8 people in the room to watch.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
and there's chairs and stools that everybody can sit on. And again, if you don't want to stand, and there's a couch as well right beside the wall. And then of course you got the baseball chair. Lots of spots to sit and watch from.
Okay, the baseball chair kind of reminds me of a beanbag chair, but it's not because it's leather, at least on the outside.
Yeah, it's leather and it's a solid chair, and it's crazy. You sit down in it, and it's surprising at how comfortable it is. You want to sit down, grab a book, and just sit there and read. While you're waiting for the game to start, and then once it gets going, you close it and open the window, and away you go.
And I love the idea of floor-to-ceiling windows, and also the oversized baseball glove chair we just mentioned. Is it actually made of Rawlings leather? I hope it has that new glove smell that I love.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite features, and it really helps with the ambiance and the authenticity of the room. But it is made out of the same leather that the baseball glove are crafted from, and it smells like brand new leather, so it makes the room smell nice and fresh and new.
And the TV screen is actually inspired by a baseball scoreboard. Can you describe what that means, what it's like?
Yeah, that's one of the spots we couldn't leave out because a scoreboard is so important in the field. So our scoreboard surrounds a TV, and as I said before, you can have it on during the game, so you can watch all of the replays, and then you'll also find images of current players that are kind of around the room, signed with the players that are signed with Rawlings around the room, and then you may even find a signature of a player as well in there somewhere in one of the pictures.
You have to be careful that you don't put up a picture of somebody from the Blue Jays that gets traded.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll change that out. That's the best thing of having a graphic on the wall. We can just change it out if somebody leaves the team.
And Ryan, even the mirrors that gets fantasized about being part of the game, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. Well, the mirror is actually quite cool because it's designed to be your own baseball card. So it's got the PSA authenticity code above it as well. So you can make yourself feel like you're making yourself a baseball card.
And the baseball imagery persists in the bathroom with a graphic inspired by original Rawlings padded glove patent and field green accents, as well as other themed amenities. Everything's a tribute to the game, isn't it?
Everything. We have tried to be as detailed as possible and provide as many little Easter eggs, as you call it, as we possibly can as you look through the room. And it might take somebody a good 45 to 50 minutes to walk around the room and actually find all of the little things that are the detail pieces, just to make it as authentic as possible.
Any baseball cards anywhere?
No baseball cards yet.
Oh, they're coming. Okay. Let's give me the idea.
Potentially.
We hear parents who stayed in the hotel years ago are coming back with their kids. Are you hearing that a lot from your guests?
We are. There's a lot of connections that are made and have been made in this building over so many years because it is such a bucket list experience. Where else can you go and stay in your room, watch a baseball game, and parents want to bring their children back after they've spent some time in the room over years, and so that they can provide that opportunity for that unique experience to their children as well. And the Rawlings room helps it make even those connections even more memorable, because it is one of those experiences. Once you're in it, you'll never forget it.
And I want to share this view. This is a great picture of Toronto.
Isn't it?
There's the ballpark right in the middle of the picture. And the CN Tower is there, Lake Ontario. It's a really nice picture.
And those are the City View hotel rooms that you see directly at the front of the stadium.
Wow. Okay. Tell us about the special upgrade opportunity for the most dedicated fans.
Definitely. So anybody that books one of our field view rooms from now till May 1st can go to therawlingsroom.com and fill out an upgrade request form. And one guest every baseball game night will be randomly drafted to experience the room during their stay. After May 1st, we'll be selling the room from there. But up until May 1st, we'll be providing upgrades for guests to experience it.
That is a great idea. Very clever.
Thank you.
Are prices lower for the Rawlings room and field view seats when the Blue Jays are on the road or during the off season?
Yeah, they definitely are lower for non-baseball or during the season non-game days. Prices do vary based on business levels and availability, but you can expect to pay much less on non-game days.
Okay, I want to tell our viewers that you're listening to Travel Witch Radio. Actually, you're watching Travel Witch Radio with Dan Schlossberg. Find the archive show on YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, X, and Facebook. And we're talking baseball hotel suites with Ryan Soderberg, General Manager of the Toronto Marriott City Centre. You know, any hotel has to have a bar and restaurant for its patrons. So tell us more about Sportsnet Grill.
Yeah, so Sportsnet Grill is located in our lobby. It's in a great spot because you definitely can hear the excitement of the games as they're going on from the lobby as you're checking in. I quite often, I'm sitting in the restaurant having a meal, and you see fans and especially fans with children walk up, and the first time that they see the view of the field through the windows, it's this look of surprise and delight on the faces. It's remarkable. And you will routinely have people standing at the windows just trying to take pictures because it's just such an amazing view, an unexpected view if you've never been to the hotel before. And for the games itself, you can book the tables along the window, which is a terrific view of the field. They're very simple to book on Open Table.
Tell us when it became the Toronto Marriott City Centre. I know it was Sky Dome Hotel before. When did the change take place?
When did they change it?
Yeah.
So in 2016, we converted the hotel from a Renaissance to the Marriott. But prior to that, when Rogers bought the Blue Jays, that's when the building changed the name from Sky Dome to Rogers Centre.
Okay, that's what I assumed, but I wanted to know for sure.
Yeah,
to get it from the horse's mouth. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of your other amenities like parking, fitness center, indoor pool, and is breakfast included for guests?
Sure. So we're a full-service Marriott hotel. So we have a gym, pool, hot tub, room service, meeting space, full-service restaurant, as we've talked about, valet parking as well for guests to enjoy. For groups looking to get together as well, we have meeting space. As we showed earlier, we have the 4 private skyboxes that groups can get together and have a private view of a field or even just a meeting in them. Breakfast is not. You had asked about breakfast, and it is included in some of the packages we provide, but it's not generally something that's included in the rate. It has to be included in one of the packages that we offer online.
Okay. I know that there are only 350 parking spaces at Rogers Centre, which is crazy for a ballpark that has 50,000 capacity or close to it. But how do your guests get there? Do they come by train, trolley, or bus, or even boat?
So they come many ways. Again, they can drive in they can be driven in by taxi. They come by GO Train. They come by subway. They can walk because again, Toronto has a lot of condos and spaces around the hotel. So a lot of guests will walk in, but a vast majority actually take the GO Train or the subway because it is the easiest way in and out of downtown Toronto.
Okay, and once again, Toronto has a great streetcar system. I was actually in a Toronto streetcar at rush hour, and there was a traffic jam, and the motorman took a crowbar and rerouted the trolley car to get around the traffic. I've never seen that anywhere else.
There you go. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, they can also take the streetcars.
Yeah, I was very impressed by that. That was a memory. Okay, Ryan, our viewers would like to know if you're a baseball fan, and was that a prerequisite for the job?
I am most definitely a baseball fan. I know where I was both years that the Jays won the World Series. I'm a huge Jays fan, but it is not a prerequisite to work here. But I will say that anybody that has not or isn't a fan coming to work here, they quickly are, because the excitement that is generated in the hotel during baseball season, people can't help but get involved and get excited and just start to learn and understand the game. So many people that I know of prior to working here weren't fans, but now are.
And I'm putting this picture up and holding it so that people can see how beautiful Rogers Centre is, and the Marriott, and the skyline, and that is the CN Tower on the far left side, the bottom of the CN Tower.
It is the CN Tower, and there's also the aquarium, Ripley's Aquarium, just right beside the CN Tower as well. So we're really well situated in the hotel, in the city. to come in and do things outside of baseball as well.
Do any Blue Jays players or visiting teams are the guests at the hotel?
So I can't divulge that information, unfortunately, because
You'll neither confirm nor deny, right?
There is a matter of privacy, but it's not unusual to see, to spot some well-known people as the hotel itself is such a unique attraction. So we do know that many people have posted about it on social channels.
I know that years ago, when Roberto Alomar played for the Blue Jays,
yes,
he stayed at the hotel.
He and Roger Clemens did. I can confirm that they did live in the hotel. Much different situation nowadays.
Okay. Do any visiting teams stay there?
Similar answer to your prior question. I can't let you tell you that. But I can only answer, like I said on prior guests, which was yes, Roberto Alomar and Roger Clemens actually did live here for quite a while.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to add?
You know what? I think the only thing I'd like to add is if you're a baseball fan and are looking for a place to watch a game that's truly different and unique from anywhere else, this is it. There is nothing like watching a game from your room here, from the restaurant, from one of our skyboxes. All of our rooms, including our field view and Rawlings room, can be reserved on Marriott.com. And really, I hope to see you soon because this is truly a bucket list experience for those fans. We have a lot of fans that travel with their teams. So, we'll have just as many Yankees fans or Red Sox fans staying in the hotel as we do Blue Jays fans, because as they travel with their teams, Cleveland, Detroit, that kind of thing. Very, very popular.
I hear you charge the Yankees and Red Sox fans more money.
Triple.
Well, it's a great place. I stayed there. I loved it. And as I told you off camera, the day I was there was the day Dennis Martinez pitched a perfect game, actually, for the Montreal Expos.
Yes.
Because when I got to my room, I opened the curtains. The fans were going wild, but nothing was happening in the game I was watching on the field. Then I saw on the scoreboard, they put up Dennis Martinez just pitched a perfect game for Montreal.
There you go.
And I got to see the pilot of a new show that I never saw before called Seinfeld. And boy, did that become a hit show for 9 years.
It sure did.
Every episode 10 times, I think.
There you go. So you remember very, very vividly what your visit here, on top of how cool it was to watch a baseball game from your room.
Yeah, it was. And by the way, Jerry Seinfeld has season tickets for the Mets at Citi Field.
Does he?
So he's a big baseball fan too. And you might recall, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you might recall that George Costanza was the assistant traveling secretary for the Yankees.
I do. I remember his episodes when he would have to go and talk to Steinbrenner.
And they had quite a few baseball people on the show. Keith Hernandez was in some episodes, and Bernie Williams, Danny Chartable, and others.
There you go.
So
very cool.
I love baseball too.
There were some good episodes with that. I agree.
So what's on tap for the rest of the year? Do you have any special events, or is it all baseball related?
Well, we do. The stadium does have some concerts as well throughout the season. But traditionally, everything that's going on here in the stadium outside of concerts is baseball. So what we're hoping the Jays go on a nice run again like they did last year, go deep into the playoffs because it really gets the city excited. And it was a lot of fun this year going through that World Series run with the team. A lot of heartbreak at the end when you're considering that, they lost by a mere inch, but you know what? That's the way it goes. And that's sports. But man alive, was it a great run. Such excitement around the whole country was involved, right? I had friends texting me and messaging me from Vancouver, Calgary, all over the country, because again, everybody was following the Canadian team.
Well, I got to tell you, I've seen every World Series since 1957.
Wow.
And before 2025, I would say the most exciting one was in 1991 between the Twins and the Braves, because Game 7 was a 10-inning, 1-0 game.
There you go.
And there were a bunch of one-run games before that.
Yep.
2025 really gave it a run for its money. Maybe they're tied as the two most exciting World Series ever.
That was, I agree. Again, I have not watched quite as many World Series, but I would have to say that World Series was exciting. That really was. That Game 7 has got to be one of the best baseball games ever.
And that play where the two Dodger outfielders collided and
I
the
know.
guy still caught the ball.
I know. I know. That's where I got most of my text messages, people saying, "Oh no."
And those are the polite ones.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, our guest this evening on Travel Itch has been Ryan Soderberg, General Manager of the beautiful Toronto Marriott City Center Hotel. I recommend it. If you go to Toronto, you got to stay there and try to stay in one of the 55 baseball field view rooms because it really is an experience. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us on Travel Itch Radio.
Hey, Dan, thank you so very much for having me on your show. It's been a true pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Sorry about my audio, but yours work great, so that's the main thing.
Glad
and all
to
the pictures of the hotel look great too.
Thank you.
And listeners, now that baseball is back, share the excitement with a copy of my biggest and best book, The New Baseball Bible. 480 pages for a little more than a sawbuck. That's U.S. money, by the way. Such a deal. It's an oversized, illustrated, unorthodox history of America's national pastime that is both a coffee table book and a bathroom book. You can read it backwards and still enjoy it. That's The New Baseball Bible, Shohei Ohtani on the cover. Get it from Amazon.com tonight, and there's a lot of Toronto Blue Jays stuff in the book. And that's it for this edition of Travel Itch. We're back in 2 weeks, same time, same place, with travel journalist Deborah Loeb-Borin. Now, this is Dan Schlossberg saying thank you for your time this time. Until next time, good night. Never know when the music's going to work. Sometimes it does. There we go.